All right, so we are back with our regularly scheduled program. I've been doing these tier lists for a little bit now, and I love to say that people like them. A lot of people seem to give me hate for my picks. Just remember, these picks are my personal picks. These aren't like I'm saying, the right picks or anything like that. These are just, my opinions and everything like that. But today we are going to rank every single Warlock exotic, and I can already feel that this one is going to get some hate because I have a lot of controversial picks, and I'd love to know what you guys think about it in the comments. Just remember, don't be like rude or make any mean comments, please. I mean, say whatever the hell you want, but just be nice. These are my opinions, and I respect your opinions. I expect you to at least try to respect my opinions, but I understand if you don't. Let's just jump right into it. So I do have a never used category at the bottom, as you can see, because there's a few that I've never even equipped, and I'm going to take them out right now because I just don't care to use them. It's going to be the Storm Trancers. It's going to be the Wrath Weavers. I have the name pulled up because I haven't used this yet, so I don't actually know if this is really good or not. And it's going to be the Rain of Fire. The Storm Chasers, I've lied. I did use them once, never used them again. So I'm going to put that never used because I don't even really remember what they do. Rain of Fire, never used it. And then Wrath Weavers, never used it. Don't have that exotic yet. Everything else, I feel pretty comfortable about ranking on this list. Just trying to make sure. I've pretty much used just about everything. Yeah, okay, yeah, I've used everything else on this list. I'm a Warlock man. If you don't already know, most of my videos, when you can see my character in the background or gameplay, I show you guys I am on my Warlock, so I should feel pretty comfortable. I might make a tier list for all three characters. I'm not sure how I would do it for Titan, mainly because Titan's my least played character out of the three, but I have an alcoholic beverage here, so this is what it's going to need, or I'm going to need to get through this video. But fuck it, baby, let's just start. Jump right into it. All right, so Aeon Soul. We're going to go from, start to finish here. Aeon Soul's up first. I am willing to put Aeon Soul in meta. That might be controversial for some people. Aeons are just a really good exotic for high-end PvP content, or PvE content, sorry. I mean, you can't really go wrong with them. You can generate heavy ammo with it. I haven't really used the other two perks on them, to be honest, but where you can generate heavy ammo and special ammo off of like champ kills, major kills, stuff like that. I love using these things. It's always nice to have one, especially in like a new raid or like a new dungeon or just Grandmaster Nightfalls. It's always really nice to have at least one person running them. So I will willingly put them in meta. Astrocyte Verse. I rarely ever use this thing. It does its job. It's just a gimmick exotic. It does a thing. Well, it doesn't really do a thing. It enhances a thing. So, I mean, I guess it's not really gimmicky. I don't really know. I don't really ever use them. I used them when they first came out in Opulence, but, like, I don't ever use them. So, Apotheosis Veil, I will put in meh. I did use it in the beginning of Lightfall because I thought it'd be a good pick with the, super abilities, stuff like that, or the ability regen. Wasn't really feeling it. Kind of just a meh exotic. Not the worst thing you can use, but it's just, just meh. All right, Boots of the Assembler, I will put in based pick. I don't think they're meta right now. Personally, I don't think there's a lot of utility with them at the moment, and I feel like there's a lot better exotics than to use the Boots of the Assembler. So I will put it in based pick, which is essentially A tier. It's a good exotic to run. I wouldn't shame you for running them. It's just there's better picks. You know what I mean? There's more meta picks. Chromatic Fire, I will put in rarely ever use. Another gimmick exotic, like an exotic that does a thing. It turns your primary weapons into, or not into elemental weapons, but it gives your precision kills with primary weapons elemental explosions, which while that's really cool and it's a fun exotic to use, I rarely ever use it, and rarely ever use it. I've used it a handful of times. I used it when I think Beyond Light launched a lot, but I mean, it's just one of those exotics that you don't really touch too much. At least I don't. Controverse holds. Put that in meh tier. I definitely see its place in the game. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it's bad. I just think there's, like I said, a lot better options in the game to run than Controverse hold. Kind of a PvP exotic. And I'm not basing this rank off of individual PvE, PvP. I probably should have made that clear in the beginning. I'm kind of just doing it all over the game. So if someone's a PvP exotic, I'll put it, where I think it's better in PvP. If it's better in PvE, I'll put it in PvE rankings. You know what I mean? So that's how I'm going to do that. But still, Controverse holds. I mean, I'm sure they're still good in PvP, but I just feel like they're meh. There's better options. Claws of Ahamakara, same thing, just better options. PvP, PvE, just better options. That I maybe see like an occasional person using it, and yeah, I might even put it in rarely ever use. To be honest, because I personally rarely ever use it, and I feel like that would only be fair. Um, yeah, and then Crown of Tempest. Crown of Tempest, I will also probably I don't ever use this thing. Um, yeah, I mean, I just haven't used it a lot. I mean, I used to use it a lot in year one, with what's it called, Stormcaller. But I just like, yeah, I don't know how I feel about Crown of Tempest right now. It's not in the best place it used to be. I think when like Forsaken came out, it was in a really good spot. But it's just not. Yeah, you never really see anybody running it unless it's just for like a looks build or just like to make their character look cool. Dawn Chorus. Dawn Chorus, I will actually put in base pick. That might be another controversial one for people, but it's actually really good. If you haven't used it, Dawn Blade is actually a really powerful super, and Dawn Chorus makes it a lot better. So if you haven't tried it, go use it. I won't say it's the best thing in the game, and it's probably not that great in PvP. Maybe it is good in PvP, but for like boss damage, for like ad clearance stuff like that, it's pretty good. And I've seen a couple people run it, so yeah. Eyes of Tomorrow, Eyes of Tomorrow, Eyes of Another World. Um, yeah, I'll put it in meh. I know that some people might get mad at that. But personally, don't really care. I've just always been a meh exotic. The ornaments are cool, but I mean, just another meh exotic. Felwinter's Helm, I will also put in meh. I liked running it when it came out. I haven't really run it like that much since. I run it like occasionally. But yeah, Felwinter's Helm, just not really my cup of tea personally. If it's your favorite exotic, I'm sorry I put it in meh. But yeah. Falling Sunstar, once again, meh tier. Not my favorite exotic. Haven't used it in a while. And it's just something like even when it came out, like I just like I got it. I used it for a little bit, put it away, bring it back out every once in a while, but it's not really something that I enjoy using. So yeah, gets a meh tier. But I won't put in rarely ever use because I've used it more. Like I've used it enough to where I feel like I can't put it in rarely ever use. You know what I mean? Getaway Artist, I will put in base pick. Getaway Artist is really fucking good. It's been really good since it came out in Joker's Wild or Season of the Drifter. Um, it's just really solid, especially if you run it in PvP with no time to explain. It's really solid in there. If you run it in PvE activities, also really solid pick. You can do some serious poke damage with it. The Arc Soul builds nowadays are really strong, especially with the whole Arc rework and the Arc updates from Season of Plunder. Really strong exotic. And that brings us to our next one, Geomags, which will also get a base pick. Even after the Geomag nerfs, I feel like these things are still really good. I see a lot of people run them nowadays. I run them quite a bit nowadays. Whenever I'm on Arc, that's normally what I go to if I'm not using Getaway Artist. Yeah, they're good. I don't think they're meta, to be honest, but I think they're really good. Karnsteins. I will put Karnsteins in base pick. I haven't run them in a while, if I'm being honest, so I technically should put them in rarely ever use, although I'm going to put them in A because I know how good they are. Getting health back on, melee kills and stuff like that, it's really good. Karnsteins are a super solid exotic for both PvE and PvP, just overall utility, really solid pick. Lunafaction boots, I will actually put in meta. I feel like these, even after the nerf, are getting a comeback right now. You see a lot more people running Lunafactions than Phoenix Protocol nowadays when it comes to Well and Starfires. But Lunafactions is specifically, sorry. As long as you have one person running it, works for all your Wells. So all you need is one person to do it. And it just overall improves your experience being in the Well. It improves boss DPS, improves ad clear. It's just, it's a really solid meta exotic right now. Mantle of Battle Harmony too. I'm actually a big fan. I will put it in base pick. I don't think Mantle is A tier, or sorry, I don't think it's S tier right now. But I think Mantle is in a really good place. I used it a couple days ago, and I honestly want to keep using it. It's really solid. Necrotic Grips will also get a base pick for me. Necrotic Grips right now, and since Osteostriga came out, really solid combination. They're not really like too useful with the whole strand thing right now. But just like if you use Osteostriga and Necrotic Grips, you're gonna have a great time. If you use Thorn and Necrotic Grips, you're gonna have a great time. It's just one of those exotics that if you just build into it with like Osteo or Thorn, you're gonna have a great time with Necrotic Grips. Nothing Manacles. I'm gonna put in meh. Returning D1 exotic wasn't the best in Destiny 1, to be honest. Like, let's be honest here. It wasn't the best in Destiny 1. It's not the best in Destiny 2. It's not a horrible exotic. It's just kind of meh. It's just like, you use it every once in a while. PvP, PvE. I can't really remember the last time I used it, although it didn't come out that long ago. It came out like just over a year ago now. Yeah, just Yeah, just a meh exotic. Nezarec Sin, I will put in base pick. Basically, the Orpheus for the Orpheus for Nova Bomb. Solid pick. I don't run Nova Bomb too often, but when I do, I will normally run that. It's just a really solid exotic. I don't really, if I see somebody running it, go, oh cool, you're running Nezarax. And I have a buddy who actually really loves running Void Warlock, and this is Nezarax is his favorite exotic. So yeah. Ophidians. Ophidians, man, both PvE and PvP, it gets a meta. It's always been meta since it came out, if I'm being honest. Just the ability to improve weapon handling, weapon ADS speed, weapon reload speed, and all that stuff, just genuinely improving all of your guns with one exotic is something that is amazing. And it makes PvP a lot less suffering in PvP, you know what I mean? Take a drink real quick. Really solid exotic though. Ophidians always have been a favorite of mine. I run them pretty much every time I play PvP. My Warlock, it's kind of just a staple. It's a meta pick for both PvE and PvP. And then Osmiomancy, hell yes, they get a meta pick. Now, I might get some shit for that because I don't actually think that they're meta per se in terms of the general public viewing of the word meta. Although for me, I think it's a meta pick. I think Osmiomancy has been amazing since it came out. The fact that you can have 2 stasis turrets is absurd. You can build into it. You can get unlimited stasis turrets if you just get the recharge rate back up. That with ashes to assets now, it's amazing. Osmiomancy, if you don't have them, go get them. And if you have them and don't use them, fucking try them out because I promise you, Osmiomancy with the Bleak Watcher aspect on Shadebinder is amazing. Probably put that at the front of S because that is literally my favorite Warlock exotic. Not kidding. Phoenix Protocol. I'm gonna put it in S still because I still think it's meta. It's not the best anymore though, but I still do think it's meta. Like I don't look at somebody running Phoenix Protocol and be like, oh, why are you running Phoenix? It's just like, oh, you're running Phoenix. You know, obviously it's a based pick, but it's a meta based pick, which is why I feel like I should put it in S tier because it is like the staple well exotic. You know what I mean? Like you get kills inside your well, you get your well back. It's kind of just that easy. So for activities where you're trying to chain wells, I feel like Phoenix is better than like Starfire or Lunafactions. Although for like boss DPS, I feel like it's kind of taken it's not at its highest anymore. I feel like Lunafactions and Starfire have overtaken it when it comes to like boss DPS, you know what I mean? Prometheum Spur. Rarely ever use. I equip these things maybe once a year. I don't really have much to say on them. Yeah. Sanguine Alchemy, same thing. Rarely ever use. I'm sure that's somebody's favorite exotic, but personally, guys, I just don't ever use that. I've used it a handful of times. It's just yeah. And then Sunbracers, I'm gonna put in based pick. Sunbracers are based. Come on, I know Starfire makes it seem like every other grenade exotic is not based, and nothing manacles, but yeah. But Sunbracers are still good. Being able to get virtually infinite solar grenades, just like the same way you can get infinite fusion nades with Starfire. Sunbracers have been a staple exotic since they came out, and I feel like they're going to continue to be. They're just a solid pick. I see somebody running, I'm like, oh, cool, you're running that. So yeah. And then the secant filaments. I'm going to put them in meh, if I'm being honest. I know that might piss some people off, and I'm sorry if it pisses some people off, but like, I don't like the whole devour thing for like at first, like you can run Empowering Rift and get devour. Like I thought it was cool. But like, I don't know. Or sorry, no, it does give me Devour. I was like, wait, what does it do again? No, it does give me Devour. You can run Empowering Rift, and then you can get Devour as well. It's just a meh exotic. I don't really see anybody running it. I ran it I ran it for a while, like right after the Witch Queen campaign came out. And then just since then, I have it. Like I touch them every once in a while, but like, yeah, they're not really. I don't really use them too much. Skull of Dire Ahamkara. I'll put it in based pick. I feel like it's based. I kind of want to put it in meh, but I would feel like it's based. I'm not going to speak on this one. I don't need to go give you a 10-minute paragraph on Skull. It's fine. It's fine. I also feel like I might have gotten Nezarax and Skull mixed up, which I might go back and check on what they do, because I'm pretty sure Skull's the one that gives you Nova Bomb energy, and I said Nezarax was, but Nezarax is the ability energy one, isn't it? It is. I fucked that up. So sorry if you saw that and went down the comment section and type, what the fuck, you don't know what Nezarax Sin does, you noob? Yeah, you're right. I guess I am a noob. I forgot. Nezarax, though, I think is the one that gives you ability, regen, and then Skull is the one that gives you basically like the Orpheus for Nova Bomb. Like I said, I don't use them too often, and I also don't really read the intrinsic exotic perks. I like see what it does. I'm like, oh, cool, I'll go do that thing, and then I just equip it on. And then after a while, no, I kind of just forget like what the actual perk exactly says. So, like, yeah, that's just a me problem. Sorry. Starfire Protocol, I will put obviously gets at the front of S. I'm putting it behind Osmiomancy because Osmiomancy is my favorite. But do I even need I say more about Starfire? You know how broken it is. We all know how broken it is. It gives people the most damage in the game when it comes to any boss in the game. You get the most damage by running Starfire. If you have a demo rocket, demo grenade launcher, it's just the best. It's just the best. I will also, when it comes to the Swarmers, put it in meta right now. I think Swarmers are insanely meta right now. Just because they're the only Warlock exotic for Strand, and Strand is the new super and subclass. And when I run Strand, I run Swarmers, so therefore I feel like it is meta. It is good. The Threadlings can create tangles or vice versa, whatever it is. Swarmers are just really solid right now. We'll see how that changes over the course of the year. If there's better Strand exotics, this one might get put in meh tier. Who knows? But so far, it's the only one of its kind. We don't have any other Strand exotics, so the Stag. Oof. Yeah. I'm sorry if the Stag is everybody's favorite helm. I doubt it is. It's pretty trash, and I think we all can admit that. It looks really cool. It's probably the coolest looking exotic armor piece in the entire game, even with the ornaments. But it's just garbage. It's just garbage. The healing rift on death thing. Give me a break. What the fuck were they thinking? It's an exotic to help your teammates and not you. So why the fuck would I run it? I don't know. Transversives. Whew. I'll put transversive in based. I feel like transversives are very based right now. They're not meta anymore. I feel like if I was making this list like a year ago, transversive would be at the front of S tier because like every Warlock and every Warlock's mother was running transversive steps like a year or two ago. And now you maybe see somebody running it every once in a while, but that's only because there's like better options. It doesn't mean that they're bad. You know what I mean? If I see somebody running it, I'm like, oh, they're running transversives based. It's a based pick. Verity's Brow, I will also put in based. Verity's Brow is really good right now, especially with Winterbite. If you know, you know. Yeah, I'll move on for that. Vesper Radius, I will put in meh tier. That might piss some people off. I know a lot of people have love for this exotic. I personally don't. I just don't like it too much. It's kind of just like, eh. Winter's Guile, rarely ever use. And then I will also put, what is this fucking exotic called? Am I forgetting? I think I am forgetting. Wings of Sacred Dawn, that's it. Wings of Sacred Dawn will also get a rarely ever use. I never got the whole gimmick of like staying midair, being an exotic gimmick when now it's like built into the solar subclass. I think just having that so you could run something else in your solar subclass is kind of stupid. And then Winter's Guile for the extra melee damage. I don't think it's enough to run that as your exotic. I think you should run other exotics if you're considering running Winter's Guile. But yeah, that is my Warlock exotic armor tier list. Let me know if you think I'm a fucking idiot. I'm sure a lot of you do. But these are kind of where I'm feeling. I kind of feel like, the top, what are these, 7? The top 7 here are the best possible picks for PvE and even, PvP. Like I said, this is an overall list of just throughout the game. I know maybe I rank some things lower that are good in PvP but not PvE, or maybe some things that are only good in PvP but not PvE. But it's kind of just a general list of like the exotics I'm running throughout the game. I don't want to get too specific when it comes to armor because it's not like a weapon. Like certain weapons are designed for PvE and certain weapons are designed for PvE. Although I feel like armor you should be able to use across both. Now that's just my opinion, and if you think I'm stupid for that, that's fine. Maybe I should have done a PvE ranking for this, but I feel like an overall just exotic list of how I'm feeling about these exotics, what I use, what I don't use. I feel like that's more helpful, at least more helpful than just saying in one specific part of the game. You know what I mean? I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah, that is my exotic tier list. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know where you think I'm wrong, where I put your favorite exotic in the comments below. And yeah, thank you for watching. And yeah.